Right. You know, not every property we sell will end up with a dead body stuffed in a sofa.
And I think that mansion is where we'll likely find another one. I can feel it.
That was one time, Isabella. Loosen up.
Nobody likes to be disturbed when they're at peace. And I'm pretty sure whatever they say is in that house doesn't want to either. I admit they did a good job fixing it up, but there must have been a reason why even distant relatives of the family who used to own the house never lived in there despite inheriting it.
Send this to 5 people or else. Or else what? Or else what? Let me out! Let me out! Lord, please, let me out! No. Go away.
A buzz breaks the silence. I start to rouse, pull at a consciousness against my own will. I've never felt this tired before. I just want to sleep, but the insistent buzzing, poking and prodding isn't letting me. My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up.
5 more minutes, Becca.
I swear at what is I swear away at what is nudging me persistently at my side. I can't read, forgive me, man. I can't just get a few extra minutes of sleep today. I promise I'll work hard for once I'm up. A hand lightly taps my cheek and something cold is being pressed to the back of my head. The icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the entire area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling.
Isabella? Isabella? Oh, can you hear me? Isabella?
Oh. October 21, Friday. Okay. The fog of unconsciousness immediately lifts from my mind the moment I recognize the voice and my eyes snap open. It's she, Rose. Where the fuck were you? I almost got killed. There, looking down at me, is Rose. Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else with her. Rose's posture just screams worry, although she is keeping a straight face, or trying to at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down. Luckily, it subsides after a few seconds, until only a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With a little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed. If the light ache in my area...
Alright, Isabella, where are we?
The Ermengarde mansion. Why? Ow, my head.
And the date today?
October 21st? Rose.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13, 12. No,
Oh.
that's wrong.
Oh no, you're retarded.
Why are we doing this?
She's just checking to see if your injury is in any way serious.
Who the fuck are you? This time I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her. With what with the way she towers over us. And here I thought, Rose is already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? With how primly dressed she is, I don't think anyone would want to clean in a suit. An expensive suit at that. The gloves alone must have cost a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an almost unreadable expression before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does so. She may be far from a cleaning crew, but she certainly looks like my supervisor during evaluation days.
Just do it, please.
I eye them both warily, but recite everything as she has asked. Rose releases a breath of relief once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there.
I was about to call for an ambulance when you started stirring. Are you alright?
As aspiration soon replaces the dull ache, the memory is a little fuzzy. But the attic and...
There was someone, Rose. In the attic.
Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews.
Oh, yeah, totally.
The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute...
No, not any of those. They're, I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
Both Rose and the lady look at me like I've just grown another head. Did I say something weird? Rose casts an apologetic smile at the woman beside her before the awkward silence stretches on further. It's her saleswoman smile, the same one she taught me back when I was her trainee. I should show this to troublesome clients or just avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. She takes both of my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with as much patience as she can muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you. You know, signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call. Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really alright? What happened?
This crazy bitch, she tried to kill me.
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry. I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's... whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Oh.
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I just can't miss an important sale because of a minor bump in the head. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house, alone. And in a mansion this big?
Well, there's also the part where I may lose the bonus BRC promised, but that's completely beside the point. Rose gives me a skeptical look when I return the cold compress to her, and I push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase's railings to steady myself, but otherwise I feel fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
The two of them exchange a worried glance and Rose assumes a contemplative look. I bite my lower lip in anticipation if she says no.
Alright, you in.
A smile threatens to slip out of me.
But if I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Suddenly a small cough sounds against the wall of the foyer, interrupting our banter. The woman is looking expectantly at the two of us, her stare making me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidating. Triple that. Well, she is, but not in the scary, negative way. Far from it. Actually, her demeanor is simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. Indeed. She coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words get caught in my tongue, and Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my own blunders.
My sincerest apologies, Miss
McCulloch. Marianne McCulloch.
How do you pronounce it? Kalach. She hands Rose her business card. Marianne McCulloch. Charlie Rose Designs. Interior designer / McCulloch at xmail.com. Cool. The words interior designer catch my eyes before my partner flips it over. Oh, probably someone is interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences then. I won't hold it against her though. Despite the hearsays and remaining uninhabited for years, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people find that trip to the past feeling appealing. After all, with what it offers, this place is definite heaven for people looking to live somewhere like a classic historical charm.
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough. In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please...
Thanks. There's no need for it, though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place. I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
The confused look on Rose's face is impossible to miss when she glances at me. I return it with an equally perplexed look, and against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment.
Yes. Hannah Wright? I was hired by her to handle the interior design for their newly bought home. This is the Ermengarde mansion, right?
Indeed.
It is, but...
She pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix the awkward situation without offending someone. Rose nudges me with her elbow. What? I don't know, man. At times like these, you should really save. Those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness or confusion clouding it.
It is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
I almost flinch when she turns her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like I haven't dealt with awkward situations like this before. I may screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the 5 years I've worked in the business.
The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, seemingly deep in thought after we've finished. She appears to be a reasonable person anyway. Given the proper explanation, she'll likely understand.
I thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary. Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us, presumably to double-check with someone on her side. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I breathe a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. I also don't mind doing the thumbs up. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gave me for doing a good job. I can't help but swell with pride. Still, I've already prepared myself to dial the number to our Luxborn office and check, even if she didn't ask for it. I'll be very frustrated if for some reason an agreement has been decided without my or Rose's knowledge. That's a whole new level of unfair. We've been working hard on this. Let me just check on the. Where's Rose? Oh, here they are. No, what? Marianne. But Rose is not here. She probably dies. Moments later, Miss McCullough returns, looking like a little frustrated, but an apology clear in her face. I feel a little sorry for her, having to go through all this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here. I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
Certainly. You could stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And, Isabella, I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those. Can you please get it for me?
Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of keys.
And hurry! We've still got a few minutes to double-check those papers.
Okay, got it. Give me a few minutes.
The two of them disappear behind the parlor's door. Their departure brings with it an hushed stillness to keep me company, neither comforting nor soothing. This alone, it's impossible not to think of what truly happened earlier. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it normally is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any call from me. Was it just my paranoia at work, a temporary lapse in my own mind after having heard those tales about this place? Probably. I want to think of it as such. Better to think of it as such, so I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ, and if I am going to be completely honest with myself, I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what's in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rose just handed me dig into my palm, its jagged edges creating shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I'm touching it. It's a cursory reminder of what I still need to do, and why I've taken this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose asked of me. Just a few more hours, Isabella. Sell the house, get the money. Well, something tells me it's not going to be easy. A flock of people gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially opened the doors. I'm not sure whether I should be baffled or underdressed. Standing in their presence, men and women of wealth and status, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying colors, compose the medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms, and fingers are adorned with silver and gold glinting in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculously fancy feather hats on their head. Yeah, those fucking hats, man. Ridiculous. You're right. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby like the stories. Those birds will have a field day in this. What? Oh, I see what you mean. They are murmuring among themselves, looking at the estate's facade appraisingly, with some are arguing about whose mansion has the superior architecture. But most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. They don't look too pleased at being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
I mean, wouldn't it make sense to see the ground floor first and then go up to the first floor? I don't know. Hearing this, a few wander towards me. They're most old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs. Miss McCulloch Miss McCulloch also joined us our group. But what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair as she approaches.
It's so nice to finally meet you.
They all
When
practically...
Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you.
They all practically wear the same thing. Like, look at it.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
You look like a wizard. Whatever.
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
Ah, they must be the clients she was talking about. Well, I've seen their faces somewhere before, some magazine or the television. I can't quite remember. But then again, most of her guests have likely ended up on the news one way or another. I won't be surprised if these two have. For people who are popular though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplicity the couple stands out. The woman in particular is telling enough to turn the heads of most people in my group, especially the men with wandering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind though. And if I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I'll say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact, peas in a pod. Goddamn peas. Could you just hate peas in a pod? I'll think they are brother and sister if it isn't for their public display of affection. Indeed. Quite so. Quite so. Matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. My only sunshine. What, are you fucking gay? Whatever. Couple or not, what's important is we get this deal closed before the current owners can even think of cancelling the listing our agreement. I just hope one of the people in my or Rose's group is brave enough and generous enough to buy this mansion. And so, with papers in hand, I lead the way. Boy. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah over one thing or the other, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of the place, I answered them all, more than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture mostly. However, I am careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. I mean, they're going to buy the place. They should know about it. Just saying. Not a good material for sales stuff, even if the entire population of Luxborn knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ernard.
Oh.
The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
Indeed, boy. Hello? Okay. I don't think my mic is working properly. Fuck. By the time I've stopped talking, her attention is already elsewhere.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
This guy looks like a vampire. I don't know what it is about him, but he looks like a vampire.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am. But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
The rest of their conversation gets lost in the chatter of our other companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, please, please let these guys be the one, the only. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen. Something bad is about to happen in the kitchen. Something tells me. I don't know, just a hunch. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put into retaining the room's classical appeal. The open hearth at the end of the room, in particular, looks amazing. Like the ones I only see in fairy tale books before. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks and how much of a pain in the arse cleaning this would be, they still managed to pull this off. Or make it look presentable at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
This is the first time the guy in grey speaks up, Mr. Luke Wright. Oh, my memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in the place. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the Undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I don't really understand rich people sometimes. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who's just seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially. And a grown man? No, he doesn't look grown at all to me. He looks like a fucking baby. It's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Oh, holy
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar have been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room. It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It keeps the corks in good condition.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough. Damn rich people. Damn rich people.
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
There's a contemplative expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score. I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time we surveyed the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a prospective sale? Quite possibly. When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. Let me guess. I don't know. There's 3 teacups, but there's 3 chairs. That's normal now that I think about it. Let's move on. It starts off with small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Whispers in my ear, and shadows dancing, lurking in the corner of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn to look to see what it is. A chill that settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break into a cold sweat. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the grove have been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just...
Excuse me? Everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we've prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
Maybe the ghost one doesn't want the house to sell. Cliché. Cliché. I let them sit while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. I'm left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer. Until a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello, you there?
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hannah. Call me Hannah.
Okay, if you insist.
I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
My brain completely stops. The sick feeling plaguing me is the sick feeling plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is she being serious? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see, but we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further, putting her hand on my shoulder. For a moment... Damn it. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she's tasted particularly sour lemon.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem. And, just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
Damn cats.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, ma'am Hannah. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats? More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person.
Right.
But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon. And it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves. What would the people think, darling?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I struggle not to wince when her nails dig into my shoulder. Damn nails. I can't help but send an imploring look at Miss McCullough, who only gives me an apologetic smile and a shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She waits no time and takes the papers from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
God damn it, she's insomniac, dyslexic. Damn it, she's dyslexic.
It's Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and what's this?
Oh, is it a letter? God damn it, how did it get here? A look of confusion and disgust is apparent on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply.
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
What is
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
that? Oh, forget about it.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month. You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled, but I'm sure you'll know what to do with our walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
Yeah, it's a letter.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
Can you stop talking about it? You can just be like, hey, this piece of trash got in here somehow. But no, it's like chain letters, art galleries, and stuff. Come on, man. It's my turn to be puzzled. What do they mean? Rose and I double-checked everything earlier. But did you double-check the ghost? Oh, shit, boy. Are the papers I handed out not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. But with the way Ma'am Hannah's leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
A smile is back on her lips when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper.
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression. Anyway, as I was saying...
I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down at the paper, at the letter in my hands. The sides crinkle in my grip and my breathing grows labored. Dread quickly fills my mind.
Isabella? Isabella? Are you alright? You're looking pale.
I don't even notice when Rose, as well as the other groups touring the mansion, joins us in the parlor. I want nothing more to say that... What? I want nothing more than to say that. No, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place. Because I remember everything as clear as day. This letter, the woman in the attic. It's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Careless. I've been so careless. How do I even tell them without looking like I've gone mad? Should I even tell them? I don't know, but I do know what I should do. At times like this, I should save. I don't know, like, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't probably show it. Well, just to Rose, right? We could show it just to Rose. I mean, how bad could that get? You know, I want to make a sale anyway, so I won't show the letter. Fuck it. Don't show.
Rose,
The words are stuck in my throat. I want to tell her, I really do. But is she going to believe me? She already dismissed me earlier. It's a concussion, she said. It's not. There's really something in this house, in that attic, in that letter. It's going to go after us. Please, believe me.
Dear me, is Isabel alright?
Amana's voice breaks through the haze beginning to cloud my mind. Rose is looking down at me, worry etched on her features. I don't even notice when she's removed the wrinkled paper from my hands and pushed me down to sit on a nearby chair. Oh, she reads it anyway. Come on, boy. What's the point of not showing her if she reads it anyway? She takes it from my hand anyway. From the edge of my vision, I can make out Miss McCullough. How do you pronounce this shit, man? McCullough. Miss McCullough. Asking a passing food server for a glass of water. Mr. Wright stands in the sidelines. Although curious, he appears more inclined to watch the scene than help. They're all as likely to believe me as Rose does. To everyone, whatever's in this house is just a hoax. A cautionary tale for children.
Isabella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
She offers me a drink, but I push it away. I need to get out of here before I cause an even bigger commotion. I clear my head, take a fresh breath of air. Anything to take my mind off things. No one is going to believe me anyway.
no. I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me. I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
Oh, let me guess, the ghost pops up while we're alone. Surprise, surprise. Bowing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather my stuff to make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble and Rose can be quite unforgiving of behavior like this. I'm almost at the door of the parlor when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait!
The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler. Eyes softer, a fond smile spreading on her lips.
Hey, I'm not angry.
Did you read the letter?
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this for you.
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before. If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day.
Wait, the deal's off? I thought they were, like, gonna buy it for sure.
And look.
She hesitates, completely trailing off before shifting her gaze down to her hands. A small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. She read the letter anyway. What was the point of giving me a choice if the outcome is going to be the same? Well, maybe the outcome is different. I don't know. I cannot tell. My hands stiffen when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless. More as an automatic response than any desire to have it back. I'll throw it away if I can. But I have this nagging feeling that one way or another it'll find its way back to me regardless of what I do about it.
Rose, this is... You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly. And we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this. I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery.
Yeah, you want a house with a fucking ghost in the attic? Who can kill you? Unless you press Z a couple of times pretty fast. Seems like a nice deal, dog.
I think... Look, here's the thing, Isabella. If we are going to do this, work on something, I don't know, this big, I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
My mind stops.
What? Wait. No, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel. But after this, I really think you should take a break.
She's trying to talk me out of my bonus just she could claim it for herself. You think I don't know your tricks?
You're kicking me out?
No, I'm not. Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now. You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not. The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress. Please, humor me just this once.
She clasps her hand together in front of her, eyes pleading for understanding. And I do not understand. Oh, I mean, I do understand. To some extent. That doesn't mean I'll feel any less awful, whether at myself, at the unlucky turn the situation is taken, or for her. I don't really know.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Tomorrow? What? I thought we were selling this shit.
Fine. Okay. I'll step aside for now.
You're upset.
A little, yeah, obviously.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Please don't. I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment. He called me a noob, and I don't even know what that means.
A noob? Who used that in real life? Bet his better boss is a fucking chump who thinks he's really cool because he can 720 no scope bitches in Counter-Strike Go. Bet about it. Bet. Okay, let's move on. At the memory, she dissolves into helpless giggles, which I also join in, earning a strange looks from the guests milling about the door. What's strange about two people laughing together? Now, one person laughing alone, that's a little strange. But if there's two people laughing together, what is strange about that? Don't understand. Well, talking and laughing like this, it's easy to forget any mishaps that happened. Little things you will learn to appreciate, I guess.
So, are we good?
I'm still not okay with it, but triple dot. Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out of this one for now.
I won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Please, just stay put. I insist.
I'm not an invalid, Rose.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
It's not that bad.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, alright? Don't even think of going anywhere.
Indeed, if I were in her place, I wouldn't go anywhere either. There's a fucking ghost in here. You don't want to be alone at a time like ghosts and stuff. Let's move on.
Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to Luxembourg myself to have that minor bump checked. At least wait for me to call someone who'll fetch you, okay?
He's gone before I can voice another word of complaint.